Hi, welcome to my video. My name is Nicole and I wanted to take a moment to introduce myself and let you know why I like the Vitamix machine, why I think that there are some reasons that you might like it. You can definitely decide for yourself after you hear what I have to say, and maybe you'll subscribe and watch some of my upcoming videos of recipes I've tried and liked, tried and didn't like, something new and different. And one of the great things about the Vitamix that I find to be unique is that you can do a lot of things you didn't think you could do, like make cornmeal or butter or things like that. I first got introduced to this machine at my local Costco. I went into Costco and there was a demo person, and they are good salespeople. They are really good. They make the best recipes out of the cookbook, and they lure you in, they let you try all these yummy things, they tout all the health benefits, and I stood there for at least 15 minutes with a good friend of mine, and I was like, I have to have this. This is perfect. I have to have it. So I was thinking about it. You know, it's like $400 machine. What it came with was the base, the actual motor part. It has a container. This is the wet blade. It does wet food, soups, smoothies, that kind of thing. And then it came with this pretty expensive cookbook and then a few nylon spatulas. $400, that's a lot of money. I went home and I was talking to my husband now, and I was like, I have to have this blender. He's like, a blender, $400? So I kept after him. I kept saying, I thought it was great. We even went to Costco, went to the demo, looked at it. He's like, well, if you really want it, go ahead and get it. Well, by the time we decided to get this machine, I went back to Costco, and the demo guy was gone. He was gone. And at that time, they didn't have machines available for purchase in the store. It was, if the demo was there, then you could buy the product, and if they weren't there, there was no product. I think that might have changed now. Anyway, I almost threw a temper tantrum in the middle of Costco because I really wanted this. I had to have it now. I'd been waiting for a long time, so I couldn't get it. It wasn't there. And at the time I lived in Juneau, Alaska, and if anybody, most of you who know me know what Juneau's like. There's not a lot of shopping options. It's not like I could go to the next town and hope that there was a Costco demo of the Vitamix there. So I did the next best thing, and I ordered it from QVC, yes, the online shopping network. The difference between the model that you get at QVC versus the model that you get at Costco is the container that comes with the machine. This is a 48-ounce container, so it's a little bit smaller. But for me at the time, it was perfect. You know, it was just me and my husband, my dog Lily, and so we didn't need a lot. I mean, this is plenty of soup or smoothie or alcohol-infused beverage for 2 people. The Costco version comes with this container, and you can look on the Vitamix website. There's other containers, other types of containers, and you can buy from the company directly, and they have different models of motors that work faster and more efficiently, that kind of thing. There are a few advantages to having this container. One, it's larger, and then 2, it's got this handle on it that prevents some of the vibrating. So when you're holding on to it, it's a bit more comfortable to hold on to this one. The machines come with tamper blades so that you can push down the food. Be really careful if you have the 2 different blades, the 2 different containers, that you're not using the large tamper on the small machine. Thankfully, they do have an extra safety feature in here that you're not going to go too far down. But don't stick things in the Vitamix machine unless it's a tamper blade. It will really cut up your whatever it is that you're stuffing in there, whether it's a nylon spatula, which I have done, and this has dents in it. You don't want this stuff in your food. That's really the only main difference between what I got from QVC and what I could have gotten at Costco. So, how did I get this, you ask? Well, we decided that we would get the large container and just swap out the blade in the 48-ounce container and put in the large one. Seems great in theory, right? They have a special tool, which I have in my drawer in my kitchen, that it's a special tool to unscrew this to take the blade out. You want to replace your blade if you're really hard on it, or if you've just had it for quite a few years. You're going to want to replace that so it cuts up your stuff good. But the blade on the 48-ounce container is different than the blade on the 64-ounce container. So we got the container, and we couldn't swap out the blade. So we had to get a special blade for this one. And you can probably see that the bases are different. This one's taller. The 48-ounce container has a taller base than the larger one. So the reason I got the larger container was I was having a birthday, and I wanted, and I don't really need it, but I wanted a larger container. It just allows you to make a larger quantity of things. If you wanted to, have soup for a few days, then you could, I could. Or if you have a family and you have more people to feed, it would be beneficial to have that one. Or if you're having a party and you need lots of margaritas. I think that was probably the most use that large container has received. The other thing that I got for my birthday was the dry blade container. The blades in here are different. They spin the food differently to cut it differently. I don't know the physics behind it, but they're definitely different. When you're doing breads, grinding grain, that kind of thing, you're going to want to use this. I use this a lot. Probably not as much as I use this, the wet container. I definitely use it quite a bit. The one thing that I think should come with a Vitamix machine is a set of earplugs. Because this machine is really loud. Especially when you're making soup, you have it on for like 7 minutes. And oftentimes, I don't know about you, but for me, I like to stay in the kitchen when my food is cooking. So if my food is only cooking for 7 minutes, I'm washing my cutting boards, I'm putting away things, I'm wiping down the container, the counter, although my husband would disagree. He thinks I live a very messy kitchen, but this is my show. Anyway, so I recommend you get some earplugs. I have these earplugs. They are 3M. I forget the exact name of them. I'll put a link below the video so you can access them. What's unique about these is they have 2 different colored ends. The gray end stops noise at all times. So you put the gray end in your ears and it'll just sort of drown out all the noise in the room. But the yellow ends in your ears is only going to drown out the louder noises when they're occurring. So that way, if you put in the yellow ends in your ears, you can run the Vitamix, turn it off, cut some vegetables, clean the kitchen. You're still going to hear somebody talking to you, or you can still hear your music, or whatever it is that you're listening to. I've tried out a few different types of earplugs. So far, I would recommend these. I had some that went around your neck that you can take out and just have like glasses or whatever around your neck. I'm really hard on things, apparently, because I broke 2 sets of those, so that didn't work out for me. But I recommend that you get a set of earplugs, especially if you're using your machine a lot. And hearing that same noise is definitely going to have some damage to your hearing. What I want to do with my video is show you what the Vitamix can do, when you can use it, when times that you think that you wouldn't use it, but you actually can. Some gourmet things that you might want to try and make that you'd like to see somebody else demo before you do. I'll probably show you a lot of recipes that are already in the book, just because you'll have access to those recipes as well, and most of them are very good. Let's see, what else? I'd like you to know that I like to be healthy, but I like to also make cinnamon rolls with my Vitamix machine. I also like to drink green smoothies, and I think that that'll probably be one of the first things that I show you how to do. I definitely take comments, and if you want to see something particular, please let me know. I want to be excited about it. I don't want to feel like, oh, I need to do another Vitamix demo. I want to be excited to show you something that I can do with my machine that you'll be able to do with yours. If you have any questions about any of the products that Vitamix sells, I've looked at it. I don't work for them. I don't. Yeah, this is just something I find fun. Another thing I'll probably do with this video series is show you some other kitchen gadgets that I have that can accessorize with some of the meals that you can make in the Vitamix machine. So with that, welcome. Please come back, see other things that we'll be making, and definitely participate. Let me know what you'd like to see and what you have questions about with different recipes, and I'll see what I can do to answer them. See you next time.